Welcome back to It's a Tool Thing. This is the second drawer in the toolbox tour. Try to give you an overview here of the whole drawer, go in a little bit of detail. I try to keep things. I spend way too much time organizing, trying to get maximum amount of space, if at all possible. It's a never-ending thing, though. Over here, I've got Mac for the most part. There's a few snap-ons mixed in there, angle head or four-way style. I actually do prefer the four-way style, but I have a couple sets of the Macs. They've been a good wrench, but that four-way style is definitely an improvement. The one side on these Macs is just basically your standard offset, and the four-way styles like this unit here just gives you a little bit more variety. Someday I'll pick up a set of these when I find a full set at a good price, but I'm not hurting, so they get the job done. Here's actually a special tool I purchased for turning DD style engines. The newer one is a triple gear. That's only a double. Not something I really wanted to purchase, but use it quite a bit. Decided to go ahead and make the purchase. Here I have a full set of Mac up to here. Stubby or midget style wrenches, and then these are actually two snap-ons because Mac only goes to 1 inch on these. Same with the lower side. This one's actually a snap-on because Mac stops at 7/16. That's a 3/8, and these aren't even actually stubbies, they're just shorts. They're Mac ones that I picked up. Then I've got some inverted Torx hanging over here to the side. I really like these wrench holders. Very universal. The only negative is when you cut them, they never get longer again. But you can do a lot of things with them, where these angled ones, you're kind of stuck with the format that they are. Though I do like these gummies for being removable out of the box, because I like to take them underneath the truck with me. See here, got snap-on long 1/2 inch. My full set is, 1.5 inch. My full set's down in the bottom drawer, but that's a real common one for me, so I like to keep it up here in the main drawer. Easy at hand. Snap-on Flank Drive Plus. I ran the Mac ones for 20 some years, and I really liked them, at least the standard ones, the older ones that I had. And I was really unhappy. I finally bent I think it was the 1/2 inch, and they gave me this new one, and it's just doesn't feel good in the hand. Feels cheap, I guess. Ended up coming across these Flank Drive Plus wrenches at a really good price. Actually, even better than I realized. I've been seeing them since quite a bit more. So I snagged them, and then I ended up picking up the metric set also, which are sitting right here. Up to 19 is Flank Drive Plus, and then it's a mixed bag from there. Some of the smaller ones on this one actually aren't Flank Drive Plus, like 5/16 and 3/8. They're the longer pattern, but it's all good. This is a mixed bag, like I said. You get above here, I got a Proto, snap-on non-flank drive, Mac. I've got quite a few of these KDs that I bought a set of for the larger sizes. Really, they went all the way down, but it was the larger sizes ones that I kept up here. And then this is a 24 USA Proto. I don't use it much. If I'm going to grab it, I'll grab my 15/16. I actually have a spare 15/16 Flank Drive Plus. I should just stick in that spot as far as I'm concerned. Back here are some more of those KD wrenches. This is one of the drawbacks about trying to make it fit. Using this particular holder, I think these wrenches were a little too tall on the other holder, but this angle allowed them to fit into this I think 2-inch drawer or something like that. But they actually are facing the wrong way, so you can't read the sizes. Bigger metrics, I think up to 32 it looks like. I don't even know. I think that one's 26. I don't use them a lot, not on what I do, but I like to have them. For the longest time, I only had wrenches up to 19 in metric, and then after that I was just make it fit. Some of the angle head wrenches that didn't fit in that other holder over there, standards, and then these are just some of the smaller standard and metric wrenches that I don't use very often, but keep them at hand here. My set of torque adapters actually metric on this side to here, standard to this side. Most of them are Cornwell. I think this one on the end here is Proto, or if I remember right, it's a beast to get that thing out of the back. Don't use them every day, but nice to keep them in hand, and I do like torque my fasteners. This here is a set of gear wrench, ratcheting wrenches up to 1.25 inches, non-flex, straight handled. I actually bought a set of flex heads. I might just swap these out, put the flex heads in here. I haven't made up my mind yet, though. I definitely am put the flex heads in the box. They're actually still not in a drawer because I haven't played around with them since I purchased them. But they are handy. I like them. They work pretty good. And then here I've got some crow's feet. These are metric tubing style crow's feet. I actually have a couple sets of metric tubing style. I'd like to grab a set of standard tubing style. I just haven't seen a set, and it's not something I'd need very often. Even my tubing wrenches, which I keep out in the shop truck, they're a mixed bag of just whatever I found over the years. Don't use them every day, once again, but most of them are USA made, so they're decent quality. These here are Craftsman's. I bought these new. Kind of funny. I remember when I bought them, I was doing a particular job probably 30 years ago, and I went to Sears and bought those, and then found out the one size I needed didn't come in the set, the 15/16. Had to drive back to the store and buy the 15/16. And a holder. This is the pin style holders. Just a holder I picked up over the years, used. And then we got back here, we got stubby metric ratcheting wrench. To be honest, these are some cheapies I bought. I think I only paid like $10 for the entire set. No name, whatever. But I've never had an issue with them whatsoever. I don't use them a ton, but someday I'll pick up some, at least gear wrench or something if I run across a good set, and I can move those out to the shop truck or take them home. Back here I've got these wrenches. Unfortunately, this 2-inch right here does not fit in this angled holder. It ends up hitting. 1 7/8, not a problem. That's why that 2 inch is just sitting on top. I like to keep it handy. Don't use 2-inch every day, but do use it. These service style wrenches. I think this whole entire set's all right. I might have 1 or 2 non-right ones in there, but they're pretty handy for getting into tight places on hydraulic fittings. So I like to keep them in hand here. And then I have my angle set of Mac wrenches. This one here was modified when I purchased it. I don't know if I'd really want to. I'm glad it's the 19 millimeter, because as far as I'm concerned, 3/4 same size. So it being modified, losing the warranty, I'm not too worried about it. But that's okay. That's the way the set came. It's an older style crinkle finish, as I would refer to it. And then here I have, these are actually the standard gear wrench, stubby ratcheting wrenches. Kind of mixed in to the metric side, but that's where they fit. Use this, it's actually an AC tool, square drive. It's got 4 different sizes in one ratchet wrench, and I've been having nothing but problems with this Proto one. I've had it warranted out at least twice now. For some reason, I don't know if I'm getting gunk in there, like Loctite maybe. I used to keep it in my bin, but it would get stuck in the middle and it wouldn't ratchet. So that's the reason it's in here now, because I don't use it that much, so I was willing to take it out of the bin. But use them for adjusting brakes on a rare occasion. Mostly just I think the 5/16 if I remember right. But a 5/16 square socket a lot of times won't fit in. So that's what I use. And then over here, more ratcheting wrench world. Both these two sets here are Matco. These are the 0 offset. I really want to get a set of standard 0 offset, non-flex head. I kind of wish they were flex head. Ratcheting wrench. They seem to work fine. I've had no issue. I do like the 0 offset in tight places. But it's kind of a newer purchase. This one here is actually a Matco also. Flex head, just one I picked up. It's actually a spline drive style. I just started getting some spline drives. I'm not sold on them yet, but I actually wanted them for the versatility. 10 millimeters, pretty common size for PTOs. So I thought that flex head might just come in handy at some point. It was just a single saw ratchet that they had, not the whole set or anything. So, and these here, this one's a gear wrench, but the rest of these set are all Matco. They're also spline drive, kind of a little bit longer pattern. They got a really nice ratchet to them though. I don't know if these are made by Gear Wrench, because a lot of times, like I think these other Matco ones up front might be, but I've never seen this style with the plug here for the ratcheting mechanism. So I'm not sure. But they're definitely spline drive. they've been working pretty good so far. Not something I use a ton of. They're not bent handle or anything, but they do work pretty good. One thing I wanted to kind of travel back to that I was thinking about is I had a set of Mac metric wrenches, just the regular combination style wrench, and they were, I still have them, but they were the knuckle savers, I believe, version, and I only had the 10 millimeter actually bend on me a couple times, and I actually replaced it with a snap-on. Gave that Mac one back to the guy. So this is ridiculous. After I'd bent 3 of them in a month and a half, doing PTOs actually. You gotta get those things tighter than a bear. But those knuckle savers, I wasn't that impressed with them. They had a lot of shaft flex. They felt good in the hand. They were the older square style, which is one of the reasons I used to prefer the Mac. That little square edge. It's a little more comfortable on the hand. I don't tend to wear gloves or anything. But I wasn't happy with those. I remember trying to do a PTO one time, and it was flexing like a dog. I couldn't get the fastener broke loose because the wrench was flexing so bad that I was running out of room. And yes, I was double wrenching and so on and so forth, but they were tighter than a bear, and that's the only thing that fits in there is a wrench. At any rate, this is the second drawer. Please like and subscribe. Please comment. Tell me your opinions and thoughts on different kinds of tools you like and why. And have a great day.